and it worked like you carve something in here, then you put water-based ink on it, a piece of paper, then you rub it, and then you have a one-pager. One-pager because you could not use the other side since the water-based ink was soaking into the paper. So that was a disadvantage, and after 200 or 300 copies, with that the wood bloated and you just could throw it into the fireplace. There are books with that technology, but maybe they had 30 or 40 pages. And what Johannes Gutenberg did, printing the Bible, it was something totally different, and he printed 180 Bibles. Each Bible is 1,282 pages. Okay, the color is already there, and here we work with these. I just lift it a little bit. We work with these cliches. If I would work with single letter characters, we would sit here tomorrow still. And I also have some colors. Gutenberg did not print with colors. He did not print with colors. He printed only in black. The color he used, just to stick with that, was, and you can hear that, there was an oil-based color that he had to develop. It was based on linseed oil, resin, and soot, and other components. And because the water-based ink that monks and nuns used for centuries before him, that wouldn't work. Water-based color would not work with these metal characters that he invented. And usually I would then put the color here with that rollers. Back then, at Johannes Gutenberg's time, they worked with these inking balls. Inside hair of horses, outside leather, and so they rubbed the color onto that, and then they brought the color onto these metal characters there. And yeah, that's what Gutenberg used. I mean, at his time. What we have here is a remake, so there is nothing left from his workshop. Behind you there are depictions, etchings of how probably how print workshops looked at that time. And yeah, at Gutenberg's time they used this, and nowadays we use that. And believe it or not, from these inking boards to this roller, that took 300 years. I mean, it's so simple, but it took 300 years until someone found out, hey, why not use such rollers? Okay, that was the ink. The key observation that Johannes Gutenberg made was that each text can be divided into its smallest elements, and the smallest elements of a text are the characters, the numbers, and the punctuation marks. Latin alphabet has 24 characters, so you have capitals, also you need 48, yeah, 10 numbers, 58, and a bunch of punctuation marks. So with 80 characters, 80 different characters, you would be fine. Johannes Gutenberg, he created more than 200 different characters. Later in the vault, when you see the original Gutenberg Bible, you will understand why he did so. And how did he do it? It starts with a piece of steel, a little piece of steel, and on one end there is a character engraved. It's hard to see, but I will help you with this. Steel. So they use this, and this is the patrix. They call it the patrix, and this patrix was then punched into the second metal, a piece of copper that is softer. So they punched that into this, and by doing so they received a mold in that piece of copper. For those of you who forgot to bring their glasses, I have a magnified version. So this, imagine this would be the piece of steel with the engraved character. This the piece of copper. If I pound this into that, then I received a mold here in this piece of copper. So far, so good. And, then the next step was then, with the help of that matrix, which is the mother, so to say, was then to create the many types that he used, that he had to use. So you can imagine 1,282 pages, and he printed page by page, so you need to have a lot of E's, O's, F's, M's, and whatever. And one of the, let's say, mission critical components or tools in his invention is this awkward looking but ingenious